What is the difference between this, and this? We will find that out in today's video. Stay tuned. Hello language lovers, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do the part 2 of the topic essential grammar rules. Knowing these rules will help in your speaking and your writing. Let's jump right in. The last time I did mention that a sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. A complete sentence should start with a capital letter and end with a full stop. I forgot to mention that it can also end with a question mark or an exclamation mark. For example, where do you live? Capital letter and the question mark. That's a complete sentence. It's a question, so it's a complete sentence. And let's also look at this sentence. My daughter is very clever. My daughter is very clever. My capital letter, then the sentence ends with exclamation, and that is a complete sentence. It's a complete sentence, so don't forget that. All right, let's continue. What is our next grammar rule? Every sentence must have a subject and a verb. Now, an object is optional. A subject, don't forget, every sentence must have a subject and a verb. An object is optional. If you haven't watched the part 1 of this video, go back to it. So note that there are some exceptions when it has to do with imperative sentence. So imperative sentence might have a verb only, but the subject is understood. For example, stop. That means you stop. You stop. We know there is a subject. It's referring to someone. When we hear stop, that means it's referring to someone. You stop. Don't forget that. So let's see when it has to do with subject and verb. John teaches English. If we just say John teaches, that's a complete sentence. So he teaches in school. He teaches English. An object is optional, don't forget. So, but a complete sentence must have a subject and a verb. Another rule is the order of a basic positive sentence is like this: subject, verb, object. That's the order of a basic positive sentence: subject, verb, object. Now, it is different if it has to do with negative sentence or questions. The order can be different when it has to do with a question or a negative sentence. For example, do you like bread? And the next rule is always use capital letters correctly. Yes, always use capital letters correctly. Capitalize the first letter of a sentence, proper nouns, and titles. Don't forget, first letter of the word has to be in capital letter, a title has to be in capital letter, and also a proper noun has to be in capital letter. Let's see an example. She lives in London. London is a proper noun. A second example is my favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. Now notice the title of the book is in capital letters. Okay? Don't forget. Let's look at another rule. Adjectives usually come before a noun, except when a verb separates the adjective from the noun. Let's see an example. She married a handsome Italian man. She married a handsome Italian man. Now, if the sentence was she married a man, we wonder who is this man, but handsome Italian adjective, it makes us know more about her husband. He's handsome and also is Italian. Now let's look at this sentence. Her husband is rich. Her husband is rich. Can you see? Husband is rich. now have the adjective after the verb. So can you see the switch? Can you see what's happening there? Husband is rich. Now, rich is an adjective, but it's been separated by a verb is. So we have the husband is rich, no longer her rich husband. Her husband is handsome, her handsome husband. That is where we have an exception. In other cases, the adjective usually comes before a noun. Do you understand? Let's move to the next one. The next rule is when two subjects are connected by or, you use a singular verb. The same thing applies to either or and neither nor. Let's look at an example. John or Mary is coming tonight. John or Mary is coming tonight. John or Mary means that one person is coming tonight. So don't forget, when two singular subjects are connected by or, that means the verb that follows is singular. The same thing applies to neither nor, either or. Let's see another example. Either coffee or tea is fine. Not either coffee or tea are fine. Hmm. That means you can give me coffee or you can give me tea. Either of them is fine. Either of the two. That means you're giving me one thing, tea or coffee. Let's look at another example. Neither John nor Mary was late. Neither John nor Mary was late. That means John was not late, Mary was not late. And the next one is pronoun antecedent agreement. It means that a pronoun must agree with its antecedents, whether in number, in gender, and person. Let's see an example. This is the correct sentence. Each student should bring his or her book. Each student should bring his or her book. That is the correct sentence. Each student, a single student should bring his or her book. Now let's look at the incorrect way to put it. Each student should bring their book. Each student should bring their book. That their book, there is incorrect. It should be his or her book. Do you understand? Let's also look at this rule. Sometimes these words can be confusing. They actually sound alike, but they have different meanings. What is the difference? The THERE is an adverb which refers to place. The, the. Now let's see it in a sentence. The shop you need is over there. We also use there, that's THERE, to show that something exists. For example, there are 5 eggs in the fridge. That means we have eggs in the fridge. Okay? Then let's see, THEIR is a possessive determinant, which means belonging to them. Belonging to them. Let's see it in a sentence. The house is very small, isn't it? That means the house belongs to them. The house belongs to them. And it's very small. THEY apostrophe RE is a shortened form of there are. There are. Let's see it in a sentence. They're too young to have a holiday so far from home. Just like saying they are too young to have a holiday far from home. I hope you do understand the difference now. Okay, finally, before we call it a wrap. Okay, so let's look at the last one. These are not all the rules, but these are essential rules. In general, use the active voice in preference to the passive voice. When it has to do with active voice, the subject does or performs the action. But when it has to do with passive voice, the subject receives the action. For example, we have the sentence, the cat eats the fish. The cat eats the fish. Cat is the subject in this sentence. And what action is he doing? It's the fish. Now, if you put it this way, the fish was eaten by the cat. That means the cat is the receiver of the action. Do you understand? So you try to use active voice time. It sounds better. That's it, guys. These are not all the rules, but I don't want to bore you guys with so much rules. Just learn these ones and be conversant with them. Hope you learned something. Do let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to like because it will help with the algorithm. It pushes the video out the more. Subscribe if you are yet to do so, and also hit the notification button so that you don't miss any lesson. Every lesson is invaluable. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.